In this video, we're going to be taking a look at each of the new Ninjago 2026 Legacy Ninja minifigures and comparing them to their original variant. Let's get in it. So first off, we have Cole here. We obviously have the original ZX Cole on the left side and the new 2026 Legacy Cole on the right side. And I'm actually going to start by taking off their golden weapons. And now we can just get a better look at these minifigures in their entirety. And let's just start with the left side and go to the new 2026 Ninjago Legacy Cole on the right side. And we can kind of compare with what is different. So first, looking at the hood, obviously there is a big difference. I don't even think I need to point this out, but the original is silver while the new one is gold. Why did Lego go with this move? I don't know. Now on this Cole, I will say the gold looks pretty good. You can even see there are some gold printings on the new one, which looks really good in my opinion. This is the new hood, and as you can see, it is very different in comparison to the old hood. Not only is the cowl way bigger, but it wraps around back, which I don't know why this part is not black. I feel like this part should not be gold because this is cloth, but you know, Lego did their thing. That's a big difference between these figures. Obviously the armor as well. Now if we look at the torsos, first off, you can see on the original one that the little squares are not the exact same. The new ones almost look more like an armor, whereas the original looks like it's kind of a cloth. I do prefer the new one on this category. You can also see the new one has much more of a robe look underneath the armor, whereas the old one is very much so looks like wrinkles. Also, the brown is much more saturated and evident on the new figure, whereas on the old one it's a lot darker. And again, this would go to the new one. I do really like this new Cole design, but you know, later in this video we are going to get to one that is not. Obviously the legs are also very similar. You can barely see a difference, but these two little prints here, I don't know what they are called, they'd be cloth, but the ones on the original are longer than the new one. And again, the brown details are also more saturated. There are thicker lines. Now with the armor and the hood gone, you can kind of see the figure just a little bit better, but we're actually gonna go around back. And now they are swapped, but this is the new one, this is the old one, and there is a lot more different here. Obviously, the brown is much more saturated on the new one. The armor comes in a lot more, big difference there. I think the lack of lines is kind of a downgrade for the new one, whereas the original has a ton of just gray lines, which I think is kind of cool. Also, the new emblem looks much more sharpened, if that makes sense, which I also do like. And these little metal things are kind of brought up a little bit on the new one. But other than that, they are pretty similar, and I do really like how these new designs stay pretty loyal to the original. Okay, so next up we have Zane, and this one, I love the improvements they made on this figure. You can obviously see that they are basically the exact same figure. This is very clearly a remake of this one. While it does it so well, it really does improve the figure while not compromising on the original design. The white and tan looks really good, and I don't think we've ever seen this color scheme for Zane on any other suit. I think that there is only tan on this original suit, which is really cool. Also, I'm just now noticing this, but you can also see that there's gray on this one, whereas the original one has white. And while I do like the gray, I feel like the white just ties in the whole suit better, so that would be 1 point towards the originals. Okay, so if we move these shurikens down so we can get a little better glance at the details, you can see that the lines and the printing on the new one is much thicker than that of the old one. If we start with the hood, we can see that there are a lot of differences like all the others, but since the original Zane has gold, I think the gold looks really, really good and goes really well with this new one. If we go down to the legs, you can see that while this one kind of has a sharp angle and goes up, which feels kind of random, this new one makes it look much more like a robe, which I do really like. Now, if we take off the armor and the hood, we can see the details just a little bit better, and this new Zane print is just amazing. We haven't had a Zane expression like this, but in the human form, I don't think ever, because the original one, he only ever had one design, which was this design, and it's like, it's good, but he's always so angry, so to have a neutral Zane expression is really cool. He almost looks like he's shocked, like he's just seen some things. I really like this though. There's also toe printing on all of these figures. I probably haven't pointed that out, which is something to point out because the original ones do not have that. Now, if we flip around to the back, I think there's a standout with this one. He has a new robot human face. This is the face he has whenever his face falls off. I do really like this design because I don't personally have any other designs like this for Zane. I never got any of the originals, so to get a new one is so awesome. Now, if we look at the backs of the torso, again, just like Cole, they are very similar while having kind of upscales on the new one. The original one has a smaller emblem. I do really like the upgrades that they made to this figure. Now, as much as I hate it, we had to get to this abomination at some point, and while I really do like the original one, I think that they should not have gone with gold. It kind of ruins the entire design, you know, because the original looks so good. Like, if they had upgraded it with the metallic arm and everything, because the new one has a metallic arm, whereas the original one just has a gray arm. So if they just stayed true to the original design, I think it would have looked so good. Now, I see what they were going for with the premium look, because yes, the gold does give a premium look, and Ninjago just seems to love gold. But again, they really should have just kept the original design. I think it would have been so much better, but that's just me. Maybe y'all like it. Let me know in the comments if you like this J, or if you also think that it's an abomination. But again, if we start with the hood, just like all the other ones, they remade the cowl and they made it gold. Nothing all too different from the originals, or the different ones, I should say. If we move down to the torso print, you can see they did keep the armor, which if you're going to do gold, I wish they had done gold on the armor as well, but I don't know what they were thinking, to be completely honest. And you can even see they tried to blend it in with adding a little bit of gold on this armor, but it doesn't do the job. I hate to say it. It doesn't. If we look under the armor, you can also see a robe, just like all of the others. It looks much more like a robe on this one, whereas on this one, there is a robe, but it kind of just gets cut off at the legs. And if we move down to the legs, you can see the new one has toe printing like all the others, and it also continues the robe, which is just a massive plus. Now, if we take off the armor and the hood, you can get a little better look at the faces. And while the original looks like the original, it's kind of funny how exaggerated this new J face print is, and I am so down for it. It looks so good. This is one nice improvement to the J. As much as I hate to say it, this is a nice improvement. I mean, when there isn't any gold on this J figure, it's such an improvement on the original. It's so true, because like the lightning details do look really good when you don't have this ugliness on it. Lego decided to go with gold. I'm gonna stop harping on that for now. I digress. I do really like this new face print, and if we turn it around, drum roll please, we have another new J expression, a smiling J expression. I don't think we've had a smiling J expression in forever, and when we did, it was this one, which is just kind of like not great, you know? Now, if we go to the back of the torsos, the original is very much so lacking in comparison to the others. Like, the others have so much more printing, whereas the J figures just has armor and then nothing. There's not much. There's not even folds in his suit. Whereas the new one, the armor is not only upsized, the logo is very upsized, but there are also wrinkles in his suit, which I honestly didn't realize how much of an improvement those make until now, because this just looks so lackluster while this looks amazing. Now, you gotta keep in mind, these were made 15 years ago. Like, they hold up very, very well. And something I do really love about this new J figure, specifically with his nunchucks, is if I take them off really quick, you can see they made a new chain piece. Now, whether this was for Ninjago or specifically or not, I don't know, but they did start to use this piece for the nunchucks of lightning. And while they are still not blue, accurate to the show, they do look way better like this. The chain is much shorter, and it's just a big improvement. You know, you can kind of hold them like real nunchucks. Let me just put that back on there. If I haven't said it enough, they should not have gone with gold. I think this would have been a 10 out of 10 figure. Like, the printing looks so good and it's so well done. But because they decided to go with gold on this design instead of silver, it really does look awful. The new Legacy Kai, and oh my goodness, you can see how accurate this thing is just at first glance. Let's just get right into it because I have a lot to say about this one specifically. The head looks amazing, specifically this hood. I don't know why I said head. The hood looks so good because obviously Kai is originally supposed to be gold. So this new interpretation of him, it could stay completely accurate while adding some extra details and refining those details, and it just looks so good. I love this figure so much. The torso is what I really want to spend some time talking about. So I'm just going to take off these swords so we can get a better look at them. Okay, and now that we can see the torso more clearly, it just looks so accurate to the original, I don't even know what to say. The only difference that I do spot is obviously there are some gold printings on the armor piece that he has that are still there on the original, just much less. The other difference that I am noticing is that the original one has some little shurikens down there, whereas the new one doesn't. Why did they ditch the shurikens? I do not know, but I do still think that it is plenty accurate. It looks perfect the way it is. Obviously it has the robe look like all of the others, whereas the original one doesn't do as good of a job at that. Now taking off the armor and the hood, you can see the face prints, which they didn't give Kai a new face print, which is fine. Similar to Cole, he didn't need one. The original Kai obviously had a bigger scar, but that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at the new suits, not the faces. The faces haven't changed. If we go around to the back, there is a lot different here, just like the others. The original Kai looks a lot more lackluster than the upgraded Kai, just like Jay. But again, these were made 15 years ago. That's no big deal. But on the new one, you can see that they really did upscale the size of the armor and the logo as well. And I do really like this new emblem. I'm so glad that they brought the emblems back because I don't think the Ninja have had these emblems in a very long time. So it's awesome to see these back. Obviously, they added a few more wrinkles and gold detailing to the back. I don't really see or notice any other details that were changed or added. So overall, these figures are both fat W's. They are probably the best ZX figures, or is it DX? I don't know. I always get these confused, but they are definitely the best suits of the wave. Kai's not even my favorite ninja. Jay is my favorite ninja, but I've already said my thoughts on Jay. If you're wondering why I'm not also doing the Lloyd, it's because I don't own the original Lloyd, so I don't even want to try to compare him because I'd have to get pictures online, and that would just not be as good. So I'm sure there are other channels you could watch that comparison on. But that is the comparison video for the 2026 Ninjago ZX suits. What are your thoughts on these suits? Do you like them? Do you hate them? And is the J suit absolutely trash? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing, like, do all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you in the next JWX Plus video.